I'm on this mission to easily transform my wardrobe for spring, and I'm taking you through the whole process, step by step. Project 1. We're giving this plain white sweatshirt a whole new life using fabric scraps and paper stars. First thing I did was cut out these star stencils from a sheet of paper. The idea is for them to be a little irregular. To mark the sweatshirt, I'm using this heat erasable pen, which basically means the ink disappears with an iron. I absolutely love this pen for stuff like this, and I'll leave the link in the description below if you want to grab one. The plan with this sweatshirt is to do patches, but inverted. I don't even know if they have a specific name, but the idea is to place the fabric underneath and cut the shape out from the top layer. Most of these scraps are so tiny, I couldn't really use them for anything else. But for patches, they're perfect. Although this one piece is actually big enough that I can choose exactly which part of the print I want peeking through. I'm gonna slide this cutting mat inside the sweatshirt. I tried a few different methods to hold the fabric underneath, and this is honestly the simplest one I could come up with. You just have to be careful about two things. 1, make sure the right side of the fabric is facing the correct way. So when you cut the star out, it actually looks good. And 2, if your scraps are as irregular as mine, make sure they fully cover the star shape, so you're not accidentally stitching into thin air. And there it is, completely covered in pins. Time to sew. But first, let me show you something. I replaced the million pins with these really loose, spaced out stitches. It's just temporary so I don't stab myself. It's optional though. If you're not as clumsy as me, you might not need it. For the actual sewing, I'm using top stitching thread, which is thicker. Here's regular thread on top, and the thicker one I'll be using below, just so the stitching is more visible. Machine is set to straight stitch, length 3. My sewing machine is the Singer Heavy Duty. It's really good, super easy to use, great for beginners, or even if you're a little more advanced. For this one, I decided to do just a single line of stitching, not a double line, but it's totally up to you. I think a double line would look great too. Also, I have no idea how people film while they sew. The machine light is so bright that if I want the surroundings to show up even a little, everything just looks blown out and white. Sorry about that. I'll figure it out eventually. As a final step, I'm trimming the excess fabric from underneath the sweatshirt and removing that temporary basting stitch I did earlier. Now, with a piece of cotton fabric, I'm going to press it with an iron to erase the pen marks and also set the stitches properly. The reason I'm using a cloth instead of ironing directly on the sweatshirt I don't trust my iron not to stick to it. That's the honest truth. And now, with these small, pointy scissors, we're finally going to reveal the stars. I'm going to start by cutting right in the center, being super careful to only grab the sweatshirt fabric, obviously. Then I'll cut in a straight line toward the points of the star. I really need to sharpen or replace these little scissors, but they're perfect for getting right into the star points, which is exactly what I need right now. The idea is to cut just a tiny bit away from the stitch line. This time, I'm switching to bigger, sharper scissors. And this is a great moment to ask you to subscribe so you don't miss a single tutorial. As you can see, it's far from perfect, but it's not going to show. Or at least I hope so. Here comes the reveal. This is the result. A beautiful detail on a basic sweatshirt. And honestly, this could even save you if you've got a stain you don't know how to remove. Second challenge, this classic denim miniskirt. We're going to transform it with lace trims. For this project, I'm also using scrap lace, mostly vintage pieces I've been collecting over time or that were gifted to me. Since the pieces are pretty short, it's a bit of a challenge to design something using limited, recycled materials. So I came up with this idea. Instead of doing one design on the front and another on the back, I'm doing a half and half look, but both variations on the front. Once I had the design figured out, I pressed the lace pieces so they'd be easier to sew. Just keep an eye on your iron temperature. Cotton and polyester need different heat settings. First, I'm pinning them exactly where I want them. I'm starting with the front panel. At the end of the lace strip, I'm folding it slightly inward so it looks neat and clean. I'm honestly so happy to finally have a project where I can use several of these lace trims and let them shine the way they deserve. I know lace isn't everyone's thing, but you could always use a different color. Or if they're cotton, you could even dye them. Now with regular thread, I'm doing the same loose temporary stitches we used on the sweatshirt. They're basting stitches, loose and temporary. But if you're a sewing beginner like me, they're actually pretty important. Otherwise, the lace might shift while you're sewing. Now for the back, I'm repeating the same process. The only difference being that I'm trimming the excess as I go, which, as you'll notice, isn't much. It's like these pieces were made for this project. On this half, the lace meets the pocket, so I'm going to unpick it and reattach it on top later. I feel like that's going to give it so much more character. So there are the basting stitches. And by the way, the proper name for them is basting. To follow the skirt's shape, on the thicker lace pieces, I added a tiny little pleat. And now, time to sew. But before that, just to be safe, I'm pinning the pocket lining out of the way so I don't accidentally sew it shut. I'm speaking from experience here. Again, straight stitch, regular white thread. I'm sewing along the top and bottom edges of the lace so it doesn't fold or shift with movement, and it stays exactly where it should. And this is the result. I love it. It looks so different with such little effort. And now it's this shirt's turn. It already has a beautiful cut, but I want to add some color. I'm going to start by dyeing it. Teal color. You can use powder or liquid. I'm adding a bit of salt, like the package says, and boiling water. After making sure it's fully dissolved, I'm transferring it to a bigger container with water. This water doesn't need to be boiling. If it's a brand new garment, I'd recommend washing it first. In my case, it wasn't necessary. I'm fully submerging the shirt and stirring it, making sure the dye penetrates evenly. It's crucial that you don't let it sit still during the first few minutes. After that, you can let it rest. I left mine for about 30 minutes. Then I rinsed it and ran it through a quick wash cycle in the machine to remove the excess dye. This is how it looks after ironing. Time to paint. For this step, I'm using needle tip bottles filled with fabric acrylic paint. I selected this color palette, but I'm not sure I'll use all of them. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know I'm transparent. So I have to admit, I'm not good at painting fine details with tiny brushes. That's why these bottles are a lifesaver. I really wanted to make these little flowers, and I tried with a brush and it just wasn't working at all. It's a little embarrassing to admit, but I think you deserve an explanation for why I'm using bottles instead of a brush. Besides, if you have the skills to paint this with a brush, definitely use them. The reason I chose these colors is because I wanted something subtle. I thought about doing little flowers in red and pink, but since the shirt itself is already pretty bold, I prefer the cut to stand out more than the flowers. But both options would have looked good. Now I want to know, what colors would you have used? Or which of these 3 projects are you going to try? Let me know in the comments. I love reading them and replying. And this is the result. I love it. It has so much more identity now. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and follow along. I'll see you in the next one.